Hello, stamping friends. This is Jenny from Celebrate the Journey, and it's Monday, time for our Facebook Live. Give me a minute here to make sure the camera's up, and it is. We'll see if this works. I see it on my phone, but I don't see it on my computer, so we'll give it some time, but we'll go ahead and get started. I think that'll be okay. I think sometimes our Wi-Fi signal is not super strong, and that probably is what's going on today. Because I'm in the basement. When you're in the basement, there you go. You might not be getting a super strong signal. So today we're going to use the Layers of Beauty stamp set, and it's some really pretty roses, a couple little flowers, and some matching dies, coordinating dies that go with it, and a couple little sentiments that we like. Now this is on page 57 in the catalog, and I do love the samples in the catalog, but they really just don't tell you how much fun this set is. It is so much fun to use. That's what I didn't even realize it until I started using it, because along with the dies, it has these masks that you don't really have to color or use blends or anything for these roses. We're going to use the masks, and so that's what's so fun, because each time you do it, you get a beautiful card, and it's always a little bit different. So let's get started. Oh, and this is, if you buy the bundle, it's 10% off. You get the stamp set, the dies, and the masks. And starting Wednesday, I believe, Stampin' Up! Is adding another 10% discount on bundles. I think that's right. I don't. So you'll want, that gives you about what the demonstrator discount is at 20%. So let's see what we need here. Got a couple things we're going to work on. We're going to do our stamping first, and then we'll talk about the masks. Now, most of you have, goodness gracious, I just don't know what's going on here, a stamping platform of some sort. And so I know we don't sell a Stamparatus anymore, but I still use mine. Now you might have a Misty, you might have a Stamparatus, and I think Tim Holtz used to have one. But this large image just actually does a little bit better if you have a stamping platform. And so we're going to just use a piece of basic white. Make sure it's lined up pretty good. And we're going to ink it with Memento. Oh, I forgot to show you the card. We're going to do a card similar to this. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. Now, we're not doing one exactly like this because we needed some anniversary cards. And so I'm going to make it an anniversary card, and I'm going to choose different colors. So we'll ink this up with Memento. Should have. I do love my Stamparatus. If you were not lucky enough to get one before they were discontinued, you could look on the retired Stampin' Up! Facebook page and see if you could get one, but I think people are charging quite a bit of money, which I don't know about that. So this is just a dry erase eraser from the Dollar Tree. It kind of gives you some pressure when you're using a platform. And I might need to do it twice. I have noticed, yeah, it tends to, the edge pieces just don't want to ink up as pretty. But that's why a platform is a good way to be able to stamp more than once. Now, I'm sorry I cannot see who is watching today because of the goofy internet. Okay, I see Karen. Hi, Karen. So we'll see how this one works. A little bit there. I think that looks pretty good. So now we've got the roses. I think those are roses that we're going to color. Can you not like blue not blue roses, yellow, calypso coral, pink, red, so many different color choices. I don't think I've ever seen a purple rose, but we could use just a lot of our colors on this. So along with the dies, we have these masks. Now, those of you who might remember the masks we had last year that were so much fun, the sunflowers. And let me show you how these work. So here you'll see a little notch, and then it has a number 1 there. So you know that's the first one. And then when you're lining things up, then you just look for the numbers and keep going. You're creating the layers. Then you have 3, 4, and 5. You'll see they get less, well, more detailed, but less, not as large of a image that you're inking up. So that's how you get this shading. So you start with the light color, and then the medium color, and then the darker color. And all of this is done with masks. I think a lot of people call them stencils, but they're called masks in the catalog. So that's what we're going to call them. I've been seeing some other stampers use some of these sticky sheets for when they're doing masking. So I bought an inexpensive set. And actually, if you don't do a lot of stenciling, I think this is perfectly fine. This one was about $8, and you got 2 of these. This is sticky. If you have a Cricut or a cut and emboss, scan and cut, this is like the sticky sheets that go through your Cricut, I think. Then the more expensive ones are real gummy, juicy. I don't know, we'll see. So this will hold our cardstock. It's not going to slide. And it's also going to hold our mask. I do this every time. I think that I want that flower to be at the top, and it really is at the bottom. Even though you can do it upside down. But it makes more sense to have your notch up at the top. And now we're just going to line that up with our flowers. And since this is sticky, it will stay for us. Now, you're going to be surprised. This one, I think I said, is real red, very, very lightly, then real red medium, and then the darker is cherry cobbler. Does not even look like real red Christmas red, does it? But because you're doing it very lightly, it will come out that way. Well, today I'm going to use Pretty in Pink and Berry Burst for our roses. So first we're going to start, and I'm hoping it'll look pretty. These little flowers here are like little daisy things. I'm going to try them with Azure Afternoon. Now that's a totally color I tend to forget that we have, but we're going to try it. It's a pretty blue. So we're going to ink that up. It doesn't have to be perfect because flowers come in all different shades, don't they? Now I think I'm going to do these with the blue also. Even now, I don't want that blue to get mixed up with my Pretty in Pink because it's pretty close there, isn't it? I'm just going to wipe some of that extra off of the plastic. I guess it's acetate, really. We just don't want it to get mixed up in there. Now we're going to do Pretty in Pink, and we're going to very lightly ink that up. You know how we always start off when we're using our blending brushes? So you've got this acetate, so you can just start there without having to worry about. Okay, that's real pale, isn't it? So, very lightly. Now we're going to use layer number 2. And when you're through with these, you just drop them in the sink, rinse them off very carefully, and let them air dry. They'll last forever. Now here I can tell I'm lining them up by the center of these daisies. It kind of helps you. Now we're going to do this Pretty in Pink a little bit darker. This is what gives it those highlights. Okay, we'll put that to the side. I don't think we're going to need that anymore. And now we're ready to go with layer 3. These little pieces are pretty fragile. Just be careful when you're dry. That's why I say let them air dry. You don't want to rub them because they might get bent. And now we'll line up again. And now again we can see if we're lining up by using those centers of those daisies. That kind of helps us see if we're lined up very straight. And then we're going to switch to Berry Burst. And we can do a little bit darker with this one. So many different kinds, names of roses. Have no idea what this one would be. Now we need to do the center of our daisies. And I'm going to do that with Peach Pie. I see this blending brush. Stampin' Up doesn't sell this, but the Dollar Tree sells it in the makeup center. And it comes brown looking. I don't know why, but it does these little small areas so nicely. I think paying $1.25 is a pretty good deal. All right, and that's out of the way. Let's see, we should be on to number 4. Look how pretty our roses look. Don't they look great? Now we'll line up. Yeah, this is number 4. We'll line up our leaves. Now, if you're just using a piece of paper as your background, you can put a dot where that little notch is and know that's where you can line everything up. Now we're going to use Old Olive for our leaves. And since this is like 2-step, the first layer is going to be a lighter layer of Old Olive. I think once you start playing with this, you're going to want to make a whole bunch of them because they're just so much fun to make in different colors. Be pretty with the Granny Apple Green leaves. Or is it Lemon Lime Twist or whatever green that is? We have these days. So many ideas, and I think the yellow, doing lemon lolly roses with some yellow, be perfect. Okay, now we'll line up again and add our shadows to our leaves. Even if it's not perfect lined up, it's still going to look good. That's what's nice about this. Okay, now we'll add a little bit darker this time. This is weird for me not to be able to see anything, so I'm trying to make sure and look at my phone to see what's going on. Isn't that pretty? And look, we did not have to use blends. We didn't have to use markers or pencils. We just used our masks. It just comes out so pretty. So now we'll pick this up off our sticky sheet. And we'll cut this out with the die. It's a big, nice big die. Let's see, must be this way. Now, if you buy some of the dies, and you know how they come on that piece of card, it's not cardstock, but chipboard kind of paper, a lightweight one, and it has that tape. Sometimes you might be worried that you're going to break your die or bend it. If you'll just get out your heat gun and heat it up from the back side, then the dies will just come off real easy. And you won't be worried about maybe breaking one or bending it. I know they want for them to arrive safely, but sometimes I think that tape is too thick. It's too sticky. Now we'll run this through the cut and emboss machine. Pop that right out. Of course, you know we have to have some wink of Stella on here. So we're going to get a piece of scrap paper. And we're just going to, you know, add a little by just flicking it on there. A little bit of bling. See if we got enough. There's a little bit more. You can never see Wink of Stella on the camera, I don't think, but it's there. It's almost time for a new wink. But there's a nice little small amount of bling there. The blue came out really pretty, didn't it? I like it with the pink. All right. So now we're about ready to put our card together. So I pulled a piece of Pretty in Pink. This is the in color stack. It's got, and then this is from Nature Sweetness. It has a little bit of gold in it, and I thought that would be cute. So we'll let that be the layers on our card. We're going to use a traditional card base, thick basic white. Hi Iris, thanks for joining us today, and Nancy, thanks for popping in. And let's see if we can get that on there. And then we'll put this on top of that. I was so glad that this DSP carried over because I liked it. It's got gold. Anytime you got some shiny paper, I like it. Oh, I need a piece of basic white for our sentiment. I thought I had one. Let's see, maybe I do and I just can't see it. Nope, we'll find one though. I think this will work fine. It's going to be die cut. Yeah. So this is photopolymer. So we're going to use our pad and we're going to stamp happy anniversary. I should be prepared, or sooner in the year, with so many June anniversaries. They snuck up on me. Pulled out 2 pieces of paper there for some reason. And then we'll just die cut that so it's closer to the top. Our roses will end up down there. And we've got that. And I use layering circles to cut just a gold circle from the Nature Sweetness. And the reason I chose this is I think the gold textured foil paper is a little bit harsh. And so I just thought this was a better match for our what we wanted, not too bright. Now there's lots of times I want bright and shiny, but this time probably not. Okay, so now we're ready to put our card together. Wonder where my flowers are. Good grief. Oh, right underneath here. So we're going to put that on with dimensionals. You'll need some large and some small. I don't guess they're large. Regular and some minis. And we'll put some on here also. No, we're not going to put that on with dimensionals. We'll put that on with glue. But you might want a few minis on these little side branches. I use a lot of dimensionals. I guess that's personal preference. So it's up to you. They're not too expensive, and I think they add a lot of dimension to your cards. I think that's got everything there. Now we're going to go ahead and put some tape on our sentiment. We're going to have to figure out where it's going to go. So we don't really want to put this down until we're sure where our sentiment's going to go. So We can just kind of lay that gently. And then slide our sentiment behind there. I can do it. Yeah. That works. Now we can push that down. Have you noticed in the catalog that we have glimmer paper of the new in colors? So this is Pretty in Pink. This is Peach Pie. It's not every color. This is Petunia Pop. And, well, it is Shy Shamrock and Summer Splash. Isn't that a gorgeous color? So I decided I would do pink. The Pretty in Pink glimmer paper, and using the coordinating dies, I just cut out a bunch of the leaves to go, you know, kind of sneak behind our image there. It's all right to be late, Jamie. I'll have to go back and see what I missed too, because I can't see anything on this screen today. Don't ask me why. I think Facebook sometimes just likes to confuse us. Now this, you know, these roses would be a sweet little welcome baby card. Of course, always for a birthday, thinking of you would work fine. I'm going to take one leaf off there. Seems to be in the way. We'll get our little glue trick out here if we need to. We'll add a few more of the small ones. I think we'll use this little palm branch looking one up here. And I've got some more left for another card. Now, this is in my trash can, so I'm going to use it. And we'll just put some ink glue behind those leaves just to keep them from snagging in the envelope. Hold that down. It's a good way to let it pick up some glue. Look how pretty that is. Now, of course, we need a little bit of, we need some pearls, I think, for an anniversary. I think pearls are perfect. Use so many of these. They're my favorite right now. Oop, wrong. See if we can get these. Oop, wants to slide. Super sticky today. There we go. I'll sneak some in here mixed in with the foliage. So pretty. I think we could use one more right there. Now we've got those little stamps to adorn the inside if we want, or we could cut out some extra glimmer paper for the inside. We'll just kind of wait and see on that one. So that was pretty quick, wasn't it? You think you would like doing these masked or stenciled cards, however you want to call them. So this one's Pretty in Pink and Berry Burst. This one is Real Red and Cherry Cobbler. And this one's a little different. I heat embossed it with white embossing, and then I used the Pretty in Pink. And Boho Blue, I think, is the leaves. It's different, and I like both of them, but I kind of like the black outline best. I don't know. What do you think? Could be either one. I love this one. I will just say that. These are beautiful cards, aren't they, Cindy? I just love when I make a pretty card. Well, thanks for joining me today. We'll be back one day soon with, I hope, something new. Talk to you later. Bye.